Welcome to the rather plush cabin of a 2018 spec Honda Civic Type R. The man with the tartan tie is the sales director of DM Keith. This is Craig Carter.
Hi.
I'm Paul Woodford. I'm the circuit manager of Cadwell Park in Lincolnshire, one of the most iconic racetracks in the world. It's known as the mini Nürburgring, and Craig, having lent us a car for our British Superbike weekend to get our team around here at Cadwell Park, is going to get a taste of the track. So we're going to have a bit of a tour of the track, Craig. 2.25 miles of beautiful Lincolnshire Wolds scenery and stunning racetrack. And of course it's all rubbered in. We've just had the Superbikes down here, but don't go going for any lap records, okay? No. We're just gonna make some noise from this 2-litre turbocharged engine, 316 brake horsepower just in front of us here, and I have it on good authority. I haven't tried it. Sounds really good. 84 years old, this racetrack, but this car's brand new. It's the latest spec, and this is a bit of a thank you to Craig for bringing some cars for us. So let's go and have some fun. Of course, first turbocharged Type R's coming out in the last few years. Bit of a change from the usual thing as we go through our left-hander of cop. It's quite unusual to have a left-hander at the first corner of a racetrack, but actually when the track was first opened, or the club circuit was first opened, it was actually not the first corner, it was the second corner. So this part of the track that you're on now is Charlie's, coming into Charlie's exit, where the track sort of opens up, goes onto Park Straight. So some of our fastest cars and bikes down here, we're doing 165 miles an hour. Really feel the undulations of the racetrack. Try and position yourself in the centre, get the straightest line possible through to Park Corner, down to the braking boards, through the gears. It's a beautiful gearbox on this Civic Type R, not that I've tried it. Into Park Corner, so drift out to the edge. This is Chris curb. You don't need to touch the curb on the way through here. You just keep the straightest line possible, just keep it neat and tidy through to the gooseneck, just let it feel its way through. Braking to the cone here, and you're back on the power through the gooseneck into the left-hander. Let the camber of the track take you through, let it go out wide, down to Mansfield. It's an awesome bit of track, isn't it?
Love it.
Into second. Nice auto blip on this Civic Type R as well. Really sounds good when you wind it up as well, doesn't it? So we're going to go into the chicane here. The bikes would normally do the chicane, but as it's still set up for Superbikes, the car's going to do the chicane as well. So you're definitely not getting a lap record now.
No.
And now we're into mountain approach through the terrace. Left-hander into mountain bottom. That sounds awesome, blipping through the gears. And then it's right-hander into the mountain. Famous bit of racetrack, the only place that cars and bikes get air, and I think you may have got a little bit of air. This is Hall Bends now. There used to be a big hall here. 1900 it was knocked down. Right now it's all about racing cars and racing bikes. Into the old hairpin, keeping it nice and tight and tucked in, getting hard on the brakes. Keep a nice tight line through here. And then into Barn Corner. Brilliant bit of track, because as you come out, the start finish is there, and then it's all about getting as much speed as you can as you come across the line. So you're familiar now, right? With the car and the circuit. Into Coppice once more. Cadwell Park then, part of the Motorsport Vision group, so we own Brands Hatch, Donington Park, Alton Park, Snetterton. We also have Bedford Autodrome, and we have a track that we're just building in France as well, so one of the world's most successful motorsport groups, and Cadwell fits in really nicely, being so iconic. But we are a bike track, which means it's a small ribbon of tarmac here in the Lincolnshire Wolds, 7 metres wide, makes it nice and exciting in a car as well, doesn't it, Craig?
It does, yeah.
Known for rallying and rallycross over the years, and all sorts of various cars. We've had F3 here, Ayrton Senna, Barry Sheen, James Hunt. The film Rush was filmed here, the story between James Hunt and Niki Lauda in the '76 Formula 1 film. Yeah, you're really getting to grips with this now. So it is a really iconic racetrack, and the Civic Type R is just perfectly suited to this ribbon here of tarmac. You can't get across on a camera, particularly when it's pointing at two guys inside the car, just how much undulation and gradient there is here. Coming down to Mansfield, it's hard on the brakes, and the balance of the car is shifting, isn't it? You can feel it. Yeah. And you're getting on the power, and you're heading over to the left for the chicane. I think cars should do the chicane.
Yeah, because adds an extra element.
Yeah. Brilliant bit of circuit. Under the bridge, echoing off the terrace banks. And we're into mountain bottom again. On a big weekend, the crowds line this bit of track. There's not a blade of grass to be had. Yeah, that was good over the mountain. Into Hall Bends, it's a right, a left, a right again, then down into the hairpin. It's a technical bit of circuit. You've got to get the balance right of the car. You can't lift off too much in a front-wheel drive car like this, or you will have that dreaded lift-off oversteer. You do not want that through Hall Bends here at Cadwell Park. It's the old hairpin under the trees. I must stress actually this isn't at full speed. We're doing this as a bit of a social media video. 2/10, 3/10 would you say?
Yeah.
And over onto the start, finish straight, past the line, and on the brake.